Desmond is a very lazy employee at Emotech who is always late. Today he also forgot his badge, so the guard won't let him through. Now Desmond has to fill out all the paperwork again to get a new badge that will finally allow him into the building. He runs and an alarm reminds him that he must leave his phone at reception. In the elevator, he bumps into Samantha, who mocks him for always being late and gives him a watch. Then Desmond sneaks to his desk without being seen by his boss, Adam. Instead of working, however, he starts playing video games. At that moment, Adam calls him into his office and the secretary Helen slowly walks to the door to let Desmond in. Adam reprimands him for being late. He informs him that Emotech will be merging with another company. He needs Desmond to finish his report by the end of the week or he'll be fired. When Desmond returns to his desk, Lentworth says the other company already fired half of its accounting team. So Emotech will probably fire a lot of people too. Morid shares that one of his co-workers was fired the previous night, but Desmond thinks they're overreacting. Regional manager Marcos overhears and mocks them, even making racist comments about Morid. He's happy because the merger will likely lead to a promotion, and the others point out that it's only because he's the owner's nephew. At that moment, Lentworth is called into the manager's office, and Desmond finally begins his report. However, he's interrupted by a call asking him to go to the lab. On his way there, he remembers the rules for surviving in the office. Always carry a clipboard to look busy and answer questions with technical jargon to confuse the person. When Bob throws a ball to Desmond and asks for slogan inspiration, Desmond says something really stupid so they won't ask again. In the lab, Nicholas asks about the parts he needs for his robot, and Desmond pretends to be working on the order while remembering another rule: whoever processes orders has power. After reminding Desmond that he ordered those parts months ago, Nicholas gets frustrated and tests a new weapon on a dead pig, and the blood splatters on Desmond. At that moment, another scientist calls Nicholas to discuss something important. Desmond carefully sneaks in and deliberately loses his paperwork, throwing it in the trash. He overhears the scientist talking about some experiment that isn't ready, and they close the door when he sees it. Afterwards, Desmond hides in the closet to smoke with Ralph and Landworth, who has just been fired. When he returns to his desk, he follows his last rule: use office hours to work on your own things. The video game he plays is his own creation, and he hopes to sell it someday. Desmond is still bored, so he tries to prank call Morid, who manages to recognize him. Then he tries to order pizza, but the phones are blocked. So, employees can't make external calls. Morid complains that Desmond is bothering him and not letting him work, and suspects the only reason he stays at the company is Samantha. Desmond denies it and changes the subject. Suddenly, all the employees are called to the conference room. The company owner, Franklin, tells him about his newest product, an energy drink called Z. Desmond isn't paying attention because he keeps looking at Samantha, who is sitting next to another guy. Jealousy takes over, and he decides to leave the conference to finish his report. The rest of the employees receive free cans of Z at home. Desmond tries to ignore his lazy roommate so he can work on his report. However, seeing his costume dog makes him change his mind. The group goes out and pretends they're in Mario Kart racing in shopping carts. The next morning, Desmond wakes up at his desk and confirms he's finished his report, but it has almost 2,000 errors. At the office, he realizes he forgot his badge again, but luckily the guard isn't around. At the same time, one of the scientists arrives, but he leaves when he sees Desmond. While running through the reception area, Desmond drops his phone and assumes the guard is asleep, not noticing the mug embedded in his neck. In fact, Desmond is in such a hurry that he runs to his desk without seeing any of the bloodstains on the walls and tables or the bodies on the floor. At that moment, Adam calls him to his office. Then, Desmond prints the report with all the errors. Adam continues sharpening his pencil while repeating nonsense, and Desmond realizes he's been drinking Zolt. When he looks around, he's shocked to find a dead employee on the floor with several pencils in his back. Adam explains that he killed him because he wasn't a good worker and made too many spelling mistakes. Then he checks Desmond's report, and the first page has enough errors to infuriate him. Adam's veins darken as he announces that Desmond is fired and throws him out the door. The other employees also have dark veins and, along with Adam, begin to chase Desmond. So he runs to hide in a cubicle and asks Carter for help. Carter reprimands him and continues drinking Z while working. When he tries to leave, he accidentally trips over the cables, disconnecting the computer. Carter freaks out because he didn't save his work and throws the monitor at Desmond, who dodges before being grabbed by the neck and thrown as well. Desmond throws a trash can at Carter to make him fall, and when he looks up, he has tacks stuck in his face. Carter, furious, leaps to catch Desmond and pushes him against the wall to begin choking him. Desmond hits him with a clipboard, and they both fall, causing Carter to die when his neck is impaled on the clipboard. After covering the body with a jacket, Desmond tries to call emergency services, but the company operator reminds him that employees are not allowed to make personal calls. His former colleague suddenly freaks out and hits her. Then the call ends. Desmond picks up a clipboard and starts walking around the office, looking busy, while his coworkers continue attacking each other all over the place. The marketing team is messing around with a man's head, and Bob throws it at Desmond again, asking for ideas. Desmond gives them something very basic to get them to leave him alone and runs downstairs. At that moment, the alarm clock goes off, and he remembers Samantha. So he runs to her office. Since she's wearing headphones, she didn't hear the commotion. Desmond tells her they need to leave, only for Samantha to explode at him while his veins turn black. Then Desmond notices a can of Zolt on the table, and Samantha tries to drink more, but Desmond tries to take the can. Samantha pulls at the same time, causing the Zolt to spill. Furious, she punches Desmond in the groin and throws him to the floor before reverting to normal, with no memory of her sort. Desmond insists they need to leave, and they accidentally break some picture frames while getting up, irritating Samantha again. She jumps on him and smashes him against the furniture before throwing him onto the table. As she climbs on top of him, Desmond grabs a book to knock her out. When she wakes up, she discovers that Desmond has tied her to a wheelbarrow with duct tape. She remembers nothing and swears she's fine, but Desmond refuses to untie her and carefully pushes the wheelbarrow down the stairs while she screams at him. At that moment, people appear on the stairs, so he drags Samantha to the storage room to hide. In the main office, Adam is rallying the marketing team to join his riot. Samantha screams and Desmond covers her mouth, but it's too late. Morid jumps on him and a fight ensues. After a few blows, Adam corners him against the furniture and asks if he's been drinking Z, but Morid explains that he hasn't because he's fasting for a religious holiday. Samantha continues making noises and bites Desmond's hand. Then Morid thinks they should kill her. Meanwhile, Bob is arguing with Adam because the marketing team doesn't want someone from accounting as their leader. Bob lists all the cool things his team has done for the company and throws an empty can at Adam, telling him to recycle it. Adam makes a ninja star out of the can and throws it at Bob to decapitate him. Then he has the marketing team kill the 2 employees who created the advertising campaign he hated. After Adam and his mob leave, Adam's group goes out and tries to take the stairs only to find people brutally killing each other. When they open the elevator doors, the elevator comes crashing down at high speed. Next, they try the ventilation ducts, but the cart won't fit. So, they hide in an office and are horrified by the janitor's dead body. Desperate, Desmond wants to escape through the window and throws a printer to break the glass, but this only activates the security system. Now the entire building is sealed with metal panels. Samantha and Morid reprimand Desmond for not reading the employee handbook and explain that only upper management has the code to reopen the seal. This means they will have to traverse several floors to reach the top. The trio moves quickly through the corridors, while avoiding all the crazy coworkers who continue attacking and killing each other. To go unnoticed, the group continues shouting things that drive them crazy. Eventually, they reach the top floor and find Helen, who isn't moving quickly even after drinking Z. Desmond knocks her down by hitting her with a vase, and while the group discusses what to do, her body disappears. Suddenly, Helen jumps on Morid from behind, and he freaks out, moving until he slams her face against the wall. Helen faints, and the group continues moving. In the Human Resources Department, employees are killing a worker for sending an email with emoticons. As soon as the person is dead, they return to work. Lentworth suddenly appears asking for his check and drops his box of personal belongings in shock upon seeing the body on the floor. The noise irritates the employees, who corner him against the wall. Desmond runs to his boss's office and pretends to be Adam on the loudspeakers, telling the Human Resources Department that they are needed in the conference room. The enraged crowd almost leaves, but Desmond makes up a bunch of jargon and they realize it's a lie, so they want to go after him. Samantha comes out of hiding and starts sharing all the gossip she knows about that department, causing them to turn against each other. Then, Desmond's group goes to the office with the most dangerous employees, the sales representatives. The manager's door is behind them, so the group will have to fight them. First, they search for weapons in the supply closet and turn a bunch of random objects into useful protection. Samantha points out that they will need as many hands as possible and convinces them to untie her, saying that if she loses her mind, she gives them permission to finish her off. Then, Desmond asks the salespeople to let them get to the door without fighting, but the guys go crazy and attack immediately. A brutal fight begins, and they have no choice but to kill some of their co-workers to survive the battle. Parts of the ceiling and a lot of furniture are destroyed. Large amounts of blood are spilled, and men continue to fall dead in every corner. Suddenly, a healthy guy, pretending to be crazy, knocks Desmond down and says they need to escape, but Morid kills him without realizing he's innocent. As soon as the battle ends, Samantha feels weak. So, Desmond has to help her walk. They finally reach the locked door of the upper office, where Franklin is hiding with the managers. After seeing Samantha vomit on the security camera, Franklin refuses to open the door. At that moment, the janitor leaves and leaves it open so they can get in anyway. In the office, the group confronts Franklin about Zolt. He explains that it was created as an energy drink to keep soldiers alert and productive. But the first batch went wrong. The scientists have been angry with the company lately, so they gave the bad drinks to the employees as revenge. Franklin plans to wait until all the workers have killed themselves. Desmond is furious because he wants to save Samantha, whose condition is worsening. Franklin tells him that the only one who can make an antidote is Nicholas, because he created the drink. At that moment, Adam and his riot appear outside and ask Franklin to turn off the security system. Franklin refuses and isn't afraid of them because the doors are made of steel. However, Adam realizes the walls are made of wood and his people start destroying them. Desmond wants to move the furniture to block them, but can't do it alone. Morid is ready to give up. Then he makes a speech about friendship and convinces him to help. Next, he asks about Lentworth, who started drinking Z to keep his job. While Desmond chases him through the room, the managers rush to move the furniture to cover the holes without success. Lentworth almost attacks Desmond, but realizes what he's doing and runs to find the riot, saying he's one of them. However, they meet him by hitting him with an axe, killing him instantly. As soon as the hole is big enough, the group starts to enter. So, Desmond and Morid run to hide with Samantha. In the other room, Franklin grabs his shotgun and starts killing workers, but there are too many of them to fight alone. So he runs to the other room as well, while the managers are being killed. The rebellion immediately follows him. Then Franklin shoots them as they cross the door. But one of them still manages to knock him down, and Desmond has to rescue him. An employee tries to choke him, so Franklin shoots him down. This distraction allows Adam to get close enough to cut off Franklin's hand with an axe. As he passes out, Adam takes his gun too and blows his head off. Now he wants them to kill Desmond's group as well. So he says they will resign if he lets them go. Adam refuses, revealing that he wants to conquer the whole world, not just the company. After Adam leaves the room with most of the group, Desmond grabs the gun and shoots a bowl full of bullets, creating an explosion that takes down the remaining enemies. Suddenly, Samantha faints and her veins begin to darken. She explains that she doesn't feel well and asks Desmond to finish her off before she passes out. Using Franklin's fingertip, Adam finally manages to break through the building's security. Then he has his team gather all the weapons they can find in the warehouse, because the next step is total saturation of all markets. The guys take Samantha to the lab and find Nicholas, who gets punched by Desmond. He explains that it was the other scientist who sent the drinks to the employees and reveals that the experiment went wrong because Desmond didn't order in time. Then he scans Samantha's brain and confirms that she can recover because she didn't drink much, but everyone else is a lost cause. Samantha needs the antidote within the next 30 minutes or her brain will fail too. And the chemical Nicholas needs is in the warehouse with all the crazy people. Desmond and Morid remember there's a company museum and destroy a bunch of exhibits to get some weapons. Then they sneak into the warehouse where Half accidentally knocks over a bunch of Z canisters. Adam doesn't tolerate mistakes and has his people kill Ralph, calling him the weakest link. The duo watches everything without realizing they're appearing on the security cameras. As soon as Adam sees them, he sends everyone after them. Desmond throws some mines, but they're too obvious and everyone just dodges them. Morid then activates a flamethrower and furiously burns some co-workers, causing the rest of the group to retreat. Unfortunately, the flamethrower runs out of fuel, so he and Desmond have to flee. The chaos causes some Zolt canisters to fall from the shelves and some employees stop to drink. Then the duo uses the distraction to escape. Morid pushes a cart carrying Desmond, who opens fire on his enemies with every weapon in the museum. The constant movement allows him to shoot quickly and take out people from all angles. Soon, all the enemies are on the ground and the corridor is clear. The guys can now finally retrieve the chemical from a box. At that moment, Adam appears in a battlesuit designed by the company and shoots at the shelves to make Desmond fall. The pair run to hide behind the shelves while Adam continues shooting, destroying several boxes with important products. Desmond checks a fallen box and finds more weapons. He then hands the chemical to Morid and tells him to take it to Nicholas while distracting Adam, yelling at him to keep his attention. Morid tries to run away but is tackled by Marcos, who is also drunk on Z. He starts beating Morid while saying many racist things and drops the keys in the fight. Morid picks them up to stab Marcos in the leg. Then he hits him with a wooden plank and finishes him off with a punch. All his pent-up anger finally comes out and Morid screams in a very frightening way. Then, when more employees appear, they don't dare attack and Morid manages to escape. Adam makes the newcomers search the warehouse as well. Desmond continues to sneak around while shouting about all the wrong things he's done in the office since he was hired, provoking Adam until he has him cornered. Unfortunately, his weapon malfunctions, and he has to dodge Adam's attack. The enraged crowd also comes after him, and Desmond finally manages to activate the weapon. He then takes them down before running. As he's about to reach the exit, a man knocks him down and captures him. Adam approaches them to claim his victory, but his suit is running out of power. He then rips off Marcos's arm and inserts it into the suit to use as fuel. Now Adam prepares to shoot Desmond. However, the now healthy Samantha appears and fires a rocket to take him down first. Adam's suit is still functioning, so they decide to run. As they wander through the corridors, Morid plants a bunch of explosives on the walls. Adam soon appears and chases them to the museum, where Desmond activates the detonators. To her surprise, nothing happens, and Samantha realizes that the boys planted the bombs but didn't connect them to the detonators. Then, Desmond throws his last mine before the trio runs outside. Adam doesn't see it because of his suit and steps on it, causing a huge explosion that kills him and sets the whole building on fire. As the police and firefighters finally arrive, Maurid finds relief, and Desmond and Samantha kiss.